Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, just one thing I've been taking a look at. I think if this guy were leading the petite bourgeoisie, they would be much happier. So I'm going to pull them into the government. This is a risk, of course, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to confirm. I'm going to go to him, and I'm going to grant him leadership. Because here's the thing. This guy's an integralist. He's happy with dedicated police force. He's happy with, well, he doesn't like freedom of conscience. He prefers state religion, but, you know, that's fine. He's happy with cultural exclusion. He's happy with oligarchy, and he's happy with monarchy. So let's see. Yes! Finally, we got our righteous government. All right, this is beautiful. I've achieved. And we got a bunch of items here. We got the end of spring somewhere. It's fine. Do a promotion. The trade unions demand the promotion of Major General Victor Talchat, touting his history of loyal and effective service. So many medals adorned his jacket that one could scarcely see the fabric beneath, but it was not yet enough. Chest puffed out with pride, the general smiled as he imagined the look on Dorian's face when the lieutenant general learned of his imminent ascension. Their rivalry was legendary among the officers. At last, he'd have his due. I can say he's earned it and he gets a promotion, or I can say they won't force our hand, they get mad, and the armed forces get happier. I'm going to say he's earned it. No skin off my nose. The Journal of Philosophical Studies. Members of the philosophy department from the University of Orléans-Berry have signed a formal petition for governmental funding of their next project, a scientific journal. With the foundation of our philosophical studies, we welcome on in a new era in the scrutiny of the mind, an era of rigorous research and serious experimentation, an era of scientific collaboration among our foreign colleagues, a safe haven in which all investigations pertaining to this topic can be shared. We have no resources for this. 5% of academics in Orléans-Berry become more radical or fund this journal. It costs a huge amount, but we get some extra prestige. I'm going to go for the prestige. That's a lot of prestige. The prestige. So, power block is continuing to increase in cohesion. Mandate generation is going a little bit faster now. Here's hoping we can get our influence over Spain and Portugal back up and stronger as times go by. I noticed that there was a, in Badajoz, there's no industry here, and there could be. There's a pretty good supply of logging in the state. So we could build some paper mills, we could build some arts academies, maybe just a few levels. And we could build some furniture manufactories, and those are predicted to be quite profitable. And we'll probably need to build up some infrastructure just to make sure that there's sufficient infrastructure, but that's fine. We can absolutely do that. Because Badajoz has a little bit of population, a little bit of labor available. Ooh, yes, the petite bourgeoisie are now much happier, and they've activated all of the all their good abilities, which I'm also extremely pleased about. Now, I do finally have the ability to annex Gojam. 9.6. If I annex them, it's going to be 15.7. Okay, I tell a lie, I need to wait a little longer. Just a little. Rubber in Nigeria, very good. Obviously, it's going to damage relations with Egypt because it's in their sphere of influence, but there will be an Ethiopia soon. Charles is our new king. The time of Ferdinand-Philippe d'Orléans as a ruler has ended. Charles d'Orléans is the new king of the kingdom of the French. So, Ferdinand-Philippe has been running the country a really long time, since like the 1840s, I think. And now Charles d'Orléans is heading up the system. So, what does this mean? It means we're still at the most righteous we could possibly be at the current stage of things. He aligns with the industrialists, which means I no longer need to worry about keeping the armed forces in power. That being said, I'm happy to keep the armed forces in power. I've got a lot less authority to play with because he's unpopular and because he's a wee baby. But as time goes by, that will increase. So I'm feeling pretty good overall. I'm ready to go after Gojam. I'm just going to wait a little longer for a little bit more infamy decay. And then we'll do it. Alright, that's long enough. Let's go! Will anyone stop me? Doesn't appear they will. Looking at a production relations with Egypt, but not that much of one, which is nice. And obviously our authority is not being impacted too much. Portugal is colonizing East Angola. Good for you, Portugal. It's here, right? It's here. Huh. Ah, but it includes all this area. Alright, beautiful. Oil discovered in Congo. Very nice. Rubber discovered in Dahomey. You know, I should work on production tech. Although I desperately need malaria prevention. Okay, let's queue in some techs. So after this, I need to knock out the rest of the production. I need rotary valve engine kind of desperately. I need electrical generation desperately. Vulcanization's already spreading, but I need that. And then aniline and shift work. Then we'll do improved fertilizers and threshing machines. And then finally, we'll start into the tier 4s. The first thing I'm going to need is telephone and radio. After that, it's electrical capacitors and electric railways. And then finally, it's going to be steam turbine. Whew. That's a lot of tech. We are starting to get a real bonus to tech spread from our unspent innovation, but we are also losing quite a bit of innovation from other stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. Spain's going after Oldenburg to change the regime and make them a protectorate. Oldenburg is back down, turning back into a capitalist country. Oil's been discovered in Congo. Very nice. Spain withdraw. Spain. How could you? But I want the things. Wait, hold on. These aren't available because we've already got them. Never mind. And I actually don't think that affects things. Hold on. All that much. A whole lot. A whole that much. And other words that are real words and definitely make sense and are definitely not just me making mouth noises. Yeah, we're stockpiling gold, buddy. Buddy, I couldn't be more aware. I think I'm just going to mass subsidize my railways rather than going state by state. I think it's just the most sensible way to do things. So, if I can find them, here we are. Subsidize. Then I'm going to be able to look at my infrastructure and see things a little better. These numbers going up? They're not as much. Okay, alright. So I do need to build up some railways. So, let's build those railways. Do you think my game show is going to be picked up by a network? We'll do 2 levels in Savoy. Gosh dang it. It closed out. It's too small. Is this Languedoc or Guyenne? It's Languedoc. Do 2 levels in Languedoc. Arms. Let me see. Where else? 3 levels in Franche-Comté. And where was the other location? Nope, that was all of them. Alright. So is there anywhere that doesn't have a railway at all? Doesn't appear so. At least not in the metropole. Let's also build 1 level in the Empire. It's kind of all over the place. We'll just go down from the top. This is how sensible economic policy is made, right? Seems that way. Build another in Houseland. That one needs to be built sooner. And then anywhere else you currently own? Oh, yes. New Guinea. Just all the places we're colonizing out in the Pacific. And then 1 level is needed over here. And that will be good. So then, I forgot one place. Guyana. My friendly state. By the way, what do I get for power block statues? I get prestige. That's fun. The Devil's Paintbrush. Speaking of fun, General Victor Tronchart's use of dedicated machine gun teams in the Kingdom of France vs. Gaucham War has yielded advantageous results in the field of battle, leaving full platoons of enemies dead before they've even reached our lines. If anyone told me that it would be possible to make a gun that would pull a cartridge belt into position, pull a loaded cartridge out of it, move it in front of the barrel, thrust it into the barrel, close the breech in a proper manner, cock the hammer, pull the trigger, fire off the cartridge, extract the empty shell, and throw it out of the mechanism, feed a new cartridge into position, and do all of these things in a tenth of a second, I would not have believed it. But now I have seen it with my own eyes. Whatever happens, we have got the Maxim gun, and they have not. 20% defense for him for 2 years, or his mastery of the tool is unparalleled, he becomes a stalwart defender. He's 53. We'll give him the trait. He'll be around a while. Alright. Food industry is getting built. We're going to build some more stuff in Badajoz. We are now back up to our maximum possible cohesion. So how is leverage with Spain building up? It is going to increase. What about Portugal? It is going to increase. Alright, beautiful. Oh my gosh. What a perfect power block. Snagging a screenshot of that before we go anywhere. Oh, beautiful. That's so beautiful. Dieter Ritz, exiled from Schwarzburg, a positivist aligned with the industrialists. Interesting. Anarchism unlocked. Neat. We're still working on camera. Yeah, we're knocking out the tier 3s in society. I really should have gotten more ahead on production, but I needed the machine gun. You understand. Real ones will understand. I need the gun. I've got to have the gun. Alright, we are continuing to move forward here in Gaucham. You know, I've maintained a relatively lightweight army this whole campaign, and it's been very, very effective. I need more bureaucracy, particularly in Burgundy. Let's build 5 levels of bureaucracy in Burgundy. There we go. Oh, but they went to the bottom. They went to the bottom of the queue. Gosh dang it. One day. So, once we've got a hold of Amhara, we will hand over this territory to Kaffa, and then they will form themselves into an Ethiopia, and that will be lovely. Everyone will be pleased, and I will be very happy. Why does the devil have so many things? The Devil's Railroad, invented in Volta. Workers on the railway in Volta are dying in droves due to the harsh malarial conditions and extreme demands placed upon them. Every mile is marked with gravestones, every track laid in blood. Malady and the scorching heat blister our bodies. We pave the road to hell with our lives. Full steam ahead, extra mortality to laborers in construction in Volta, or this is too high a price to pay, minus 50% construction efficiency. Full steam ahead! Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. This is why you shouldn't have countries led by 6-year-olds advised by inebriated felines. It never works. People keep trying it, but it never works. I don't know why. I don't know why this keeps happening. Great Britain, you go and buck wild with infamy? Seems they kind of are. Come on, give me the rest to go, John. Ooh, home affairs up to level 3. Wonderful. It's going to increase allowable conscription. And there's that. So, first things first. Buddy old pal. We need French Amhara. You need to have. That'll increase their liberty desire by a lot, actually. And then you're going to get Gondar as well. Make it Ethiopia. How is Ethiopia formed? How is Ethiopia formed? Hey, there we go. Beautiful. And now they're an unrecognized regional power. You claimed Eritrea? Well, who would I be to deny you that which you have claimed? Eritrea. Here you go, sir. It's only fair. Galeti and Mejertine are next. Ooh. What? Where'd all my bureaucracy go? My petit bourgeoisie mad? They're not. Oh, I lost a bunch of government capacity. Well, that's okay. I can build up more in the home country. La Métropole. Yeah, and I'll just throw this stuff at the top of the queue. It'll be easy. It'll be so easy. Couple levels here. One level here. Wow, I'm really high on taxation capacity now. What happened? Oh, I got ID documents. I got the tech that made it better. That's what happened. All right. Well, we'll just go where it's lowest. That should be plenty. A little shortage of market access in the French Low Countries. Not to worry. We'll just build up the railways. So, we are building up more involvement in Spain. Let's take a quick look at the power block. It's getting there. We're getting there. Hey, there's the camera. Beautiful. Mom, get the camera! Alright. Arts Academy's away. Now, are there other places in Spain that have got unemployment? Eastern Andalusia has got unemployment. So, let's see. We could definitely build up some tooling workshops to be profitable here. And what about furniture manufactories? Furniture manufacturers would be very profitable here. Excellent. Now, what about Portugal? Nope. Portugal's maxed out. They're chock full. There's nothing more we can do. We've shoved in them everything we can shove in them. Establish the photographic arts completed. Wonderful. Captured light and shadow. The interest in photographic arts throughout the Kingdom of France has spawned many new artistic movements, experimenting with the new technology. It can perhaps seem too harsh to capture reality as the human eye perceives it without any of the love or mercy of the human heart softening the image. However, by moving that responsibility from the artist to the observer, we hope to make people more aware of the contents of their own hearts. It should be the new tool of reporters everywhere, extra text spread for society. It should capture the beauty of the Kingdom of France, increase migration attraction, where we should put our efforts to work making these pictures come alive. Extra progress for film. I'm actually gonna go with the migration attraction, because I don't want people moving away. I want them to stay. So, let's see. From here, I'm going to take over Galeti and Mejertine next. 4.4 infamy to conquer. 5.8 infamy to conquer. It's almost nothing, frankly. Give me you. Mejertine, you're coming with me. Or Galeti. Whichever. It's fine. You don't need those thinking other countries. Get rid of this extra army. We don't need them. You're okay with your, too much stuff. Alright, hold on. I'm going to throw in an additional 5 levels of infantry just to make things reasonable. Alright, force comparison here looks rock solid. Wow, there's a lot of... Oh, that's not devastation. That's a wildfire. That's wildfires, right? You got wildfires? It is some devastation. Yeah, it's wildfires. You'll be fine, Ethiopia. Walk it off. How's Sokoto's Liberty Desire? It is continuing to go down, and at a very, very reasonable rate now, which I'm feeling pretty pleased about. Soon we will turn them into a subject state as well. Now, how's leverage? Excellent. Spain, my friend. You would do it for an obligation. 52% chance. Let's try it. declined. Sadness. Well, that's a shame. We'll need to improve relations with them further. What about Portugal? I can still technically build up industry in you, Portugal, so let's do it. Empire of Japan improving relations. Excellent. I like that flag. That's a good flag. Let's build up these coal mines. We'll build up these steel mills. Again, we're trying to get that leverage up. That's the core point. And we're trying to get all these railways built. We got to connect up the empire. Rails across Africa. That's the way. So we get Galeti. And then we get Majertine. There will come a time when I decide it's time to take the fight to Britain and just, like, start breaking off chunks over here. Like, snagging all these countries, grabbing Guinea and British Senegal back from them, snagging these 2 bits to add them to Ethiopia. You know, all that good stuff. All the usual tasks of an imperial power. Just make sure I don't have an uncolonized area in here. I do not. No extra avenues to colonize. Are Zulu part of the British Empire? They're not. I could take Zulu. I could take Zulu and Gaza. No, Gaza's part of the British Empire. That's right. That's right. I remember. I'm not a big stupid. I'm a little bit of a big stupid. Wow, investment pool is huge. I could really increase... Yeah, there we go. 5.8. I can't go to Majertine quite yet. But I can reset production methods. Concrete dockyards is spreading. That's wonderful. I love that. Happy for our dockyards. I think I need even more bureaucracy. Which is bananas. Let's throw 5 levels into... let's put 2 levels into Alsace-Lorraine. And we'll put some levels in the Rhineland. And some levels in Rhénanie-du-Nord. And maybe just a few in Wallonia as well. Oh boy. Oh boy. Britain has too many subjects. Stop it. Oh, it's the Brits versus the Russians. How interesting. Okay, so this is Kabul versus Kafiristan, which is over here. Britain is on Kafiristan's side. Russia is on Kabul's side. Now, I could join this war against Britain. If I did, what would I do with that? I'd love to liberate Canada. Wait. Is Canada free? No, they're not. What's going on here? Am I just stupid? I can't liberate Canada. Why can't I liberate Canada? Oh, because I don't have an interest declared over there. Tragedy. Absolute tragedy. If I get involved in this... How's Great Britain's infamy? Pretty high. Not this time. Not this time. I'm still making my inroads. I'm not outracing them colonizing, but I will be soon. Because once I get feminism, I can get malaria prevention. And that is going to be top-notch. Sufficient construction for the construction pool. Gosh. Everyone wants to build stuff. And I just have to let them build stuff. does that put me at? 230. That's probably enough. Oil rush subsides. With the groundwork of the French Western New Guinea oil industry complete, its appeal and promise is waning among those seeking to carve out their new fortune. The nature of these operations is that eventually a few people will hold all the cards. The industry lives on, but our hands are played. We were not among the few. But oil will last forever? Reduced oil industry, employee standard of living, increased employees, increased extractors throughput, migration attraction, and oil industry mortality, or shuffle the expertise into manufacturing, increase manufacturing throughput. We'll definitely do the second one. That's fun. We're at... I can grab my routine. It's not long. It's not long being high infamy. It'll only be a second. These guys don't need an 8th French army. Too many French armies out here as it is. Wow, the investment pool is actually chock full. I actually need way more construction than I thought I needed. I need another 17 levels. So, Provence. 8 levels. I need 7 more. 4. And... I need 3 more. Where do I have an... Well, I guess I have an uneven number of levels in a lot of places. We'll put some in North Africa. Gosh, and then I'm going to need to build up railways. Railways are tough. I really need electric railways, but it's at the bottom of a long queue. Couple levels here. Couple levels here. Couple levels here. Just got to keep access going. At least I'm building up railways in the Empire this time. Portuguese-British rivalry declared. 170 leverage over Portugal. Feminism unlocked. Excellent. And we're even down back to low infamy, which is nice. So once I've got my routine, I'll pass Somaliland over to Ethiopia. That was a plan from very long ago. And again, slowly our power block is increasing in small members, and that's going to increase our mandate progress. Sokoto is also continuing to go down in Liberty Desire, which I'm very happy about, because then I can turn them into a puppet. Ironclads shortage. Why is there an ironclads shortage? Let's double the size of the military the military shipyards that produce ironclads, shall we? Oh no, they just can't hire. Gosh dang it, what's wrong with you? Build more ironclads, you fool. You goober. Goodness, I need to... This is ridiculous. I need to throw these government admins at the top of the queue. I've run myself fully out of bureaucracy. It's incredible. The country is expanding too fast. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. I'm going fully buck wild, and there's nothing I can do about it. This is the investment rights strat right here, right? This is like the investment pool is just consuming all of this profit from all over the world, and the Kingdom of France is becoming like a stakeholder economy. So I want to take a look here at our breakdown, our population breakdown. Our upper strata is 750,000 people, which is frankly absurd. We are a country that is almost where the 1% is almost 1% of the country. It's a stupid way of saying it, but you get what I mean. Like, where there's so much, there are so many people in capitalist positions that we're just, the country is becoming like a stakeholder nation, which is bananas and cool. Ethiopia, my good man. How would you like Somali? Excellent. Much stronger. Now, Sokoto is still an unrecognized regional power. Can I help them become recognized in some meaningful way? I can offer them an embassy. In exchange for an obligation. They might say yes. That's fine with me. They declined. That's alright. I'll do the same for Ethiopia. 97% chance they say yes. Let's see if they do. Excellent. Wonderful. I know Sokoto is. Oh, they're not rebellious anymore. Now they're aloof. Wonderful. Just wonderful. I still want to increase my investment into Portugal. I have a sinking feeling that the buildings that we build are automatically downsizing because there's not the labor to use them. Which would be a bit of a tragedy, to be honest. But, you know, it is what it is. That's the way of things. Anti-Ottoman League demands action. The Anti-Ottoman League has requested that we establish an embargo against the Ottoman Empire. Successfully acting on the proposal will gain our government significant goodwill from the lobby. Who are they? The trade unions and the Catholic Church. And to those who would refuse and prefer preserving the status quo, there was no hesitation. His response sounded well rehearsed because it was. This was a proactive man, one who spent hours pacing his chambers and anticipating attacks to come. My reply would be that we should never have allowed them to become so close to us in the first place. A friendship built upon deceit is nothing at all, and the goodwill gained from it, illusory. I'm going to look into this. I would be happy to embargo the Ottomans. Hey, you. Trade these nuts. Ooh. We're at 20 with Egypt. Acquire land in Sinai. We did it. Wonderful. So, we need a port urgently, and we need a Suez Canal as soon as possible. Both of these are going to end up being subsidized. Can't subsidize the Suez Canal yet, and then we need a livestock ranch. We'll just throw that in at the top of the queue. That's not the button I wanted. There we go. Perfect. Nailed it. And what that is going to do is it's going to make us a Suez Canal, and then soon we'll be able to have a Suez Canal company. And that will be wonderful. Okay. Sure thing. That was always allowed. Maybe I'll improve relations with some of these other countries. I'll improve relations with Ashanti just a little bit. Although they're next. They don't know they're next. Well, they're not next, actually. Let me rephrase. Messina is next, and then maybe I'll go in the top here. But I'm definitely going to snag Ashanti eventually. A big goal here is to get... Well, we're trying to get this moving, the colonization in Africa, but we're almost a year and a half away, so that'll be good. We'll have good times. I'm building an absolutely absurd, just ridiculous amount of industry in Portugal now. So here's hoping that pays off and we can turn them into a subject. Leverage over Spain is still good, but it's not increasing. I think I'm leveraged out with Spain, really. What do I get for... more foreign investment. I am going to close out here pretty soon. Reduce costs for nationalization, and then foreign investment rights. And this one doesn't seem very good. I have starvation. Where? Or assignment. Yep, well, that'll do it. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to have there be a livestock ranch here. I'm actually going to subsidize this. I'm going to turn that off. Standard fences is fine. Slaughterhouses is sufficient. And again, it's subsidized. We just need to get the country working. That's the goal. Because we don't want to have some sort of situation where there's a starving population and then nobody... I'm actually going to incorporate the state. And then we can't get anything done because we don't have any population. Because I want to have a Suez Canal. Again, that's the point. What's our construction efficiency here? It's not that bad. We'll keep an eye on it. That having been said, that is all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun as well, and I will see you on the other side.